My God, it's not. Uh, Dude, I am so fucking over this. Ugh. Just like that, we're down 6,000 now. 1,400. Yeah, I'm back, but look at that. You can see the internet there. It's down again. It's just not fucking. It's just not going, bro. It's just not getting itself fixed. It goes back to zero. What in the actual fuck is going on? I don't know anymore, dude. I genuinely do not know anymore. I mean, I have phoned them. They came up with some bullshit story as to why it wasn't working. Then they promised me it's fixed. And it's obviously not fixed because it's obviously still fucking crashing. It's obviously still causing shit. It looks like it's fine now. It looks like it's kind of stabilized now. I wasn't moving, Maricos. I was just fucking sitting there, just completely annoyed at the bullshit that's going on. Nico Spider, how you doing? Here I am in Romania, where the only good thing is the internet. Have you spoken to neighbors to see if they have the same issues? They wouldn't have the same issues because this is literally a singular issue that I am experiencing streaming to Twitch. My internet is perfectly fine. I can upload videos, I can download videos, I can go to YouTube right now. I can go stream on YouTube right now and it'll all be fine. Like, YouTube will be fine. It is literally only to fucking Twitch that this happens. It doesn't happen to anywhere else. My internet doesn't drop. My internet is perfect. It's just my internet to Twitch that isn't perfect for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know if it's Twitch throttling me. I don't know if it's my internet service provider, Balti, that might be throttling me. I genuinely have no fucking clue. It's annoying. You think Twitch would be wiser to these things? Well, I don't think this is a Twitch problem. I think sometimes it's a Twitch problem, but I don't think this specifically is a Twitch problem. I think this is a literal service provider problem. My internet service provider, because it's interesting that it happens around this time of the night. We stream mostly fine from 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then at around 7, like usually at around 6, 7 o'clock, when peak starts going up, that's when this will happen. So it's almost as if as soon as the peak internet usage starts going up, it's as if there's a throttle that happens that is invisible, because technically you're not allowed to throttle in South Africa. The ISPs don't throttle. So there seems to be some kind of secret throttling that happens that just kills the fucking that just kills the stream. There is a couple of things that I can try that I will try tomorrow. Apparently there are people that have a lot of success through Restream. So there's people that say they had the same problem from South Africa streaming to Twitch, and then they switched to Restream streaming, and that changed things. It made things better. Ginjana, we'll watch that as soon as we're done with this video. We'll watch the Savannah cinematic.
Broad support, so no one wants to fight it. During this phase, leaders within the country have to...
Wait, did you guys see this, or do you want me to go back a bit? What's the last that you guys saw without the internet being completely unwatchable? Back a bit. Okay. Let's go back to 19 minutes. That should be good. Hero, how you doing? So my last message. But I got the Sylvanas audiobook, and to be honest, I'm in chapter 7, and all of what I heard is just trying to make Sylvanas more sympathetic. I know what you mean. I spoke about that. Okay, so we start here. You guys should be able to follow from here.
By gaining more support than the opposition. Second, they consolidate power by converting, weakening, or eliminating the opposition so they don't stand in their way. Third, they establish systems and institutions that make the country work well. And fourth, they pick their successors well, or create systems that do that. Because a great empire requires many great leaders over several generations. At this stage, soon after winning the fight, there is typically a period of peace and growing prosperity because the leadership is clearly dominant and has broad support, so no one wants to fight it. During this phase, leaders within the country have to design an excellent system to raise the country's wealth and power. First and foremost, to be great, they must have strong education, which is not just teaching knowledge and skills, but also strong character, civility, and work ethic. These are typically taught in the family, schools, and religious institutions. That provides a healthy respect for rules and laws, order within society, low corruption, and enables them to unite behind a common purpose.
Dude, that corruption bit, there's actually a philosopher who said, I believe in the 1920s or the 1930s, who did a study on corruption within the government and how it correlates to crime statistics in a nation. Actually showing how the more corrupt the government becomes, the more heinous the crimes. So when you have a very corrupt government, that's when you start things like mass murderers, mass shootings, like the truly heinous fucking crimes. That's when they start to veer their head, which is very interesting if true. I don't know if it's true. I didn't follow up enough to know if the paper ever got peer reviewed, but I know there was a philosopher that sort of launched a study like that where he seems to have proven that the more corrupt, the more heinous the crimes become.
Purpose and work well together. As they do this, they increasingly shift from producing basic products to innovating and inventing new technologies. For example, the Dutch rose to defeat the Habsburg Empire and become superbly educated. They became so inventive that they came up with a quarter of all major inventions in the world, the most important of which was the invention of ships that could travel around the world to collect great riches, and the invention of capitalism, as we know it today, to finance those voyages. They, like all leading empires, enhanced their thinking by being open to the best thinking in the world. As a result, the people in the country become more productive and more competitive in world markets, which shows up in their growing economic output and rising share of world trade. You can see this happening now as the US and China are roughly comparable in both their economic outputs and their shares of world trade. As countries trade more globally, they must protect their trade routes and their foreign interests from attack, so they develop great military strength. If done well, this virtuous cycle leads to strong income growth, which can be used to finance investments in education, infrastructure, and research and development. They must also...
Says Laura, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is like, am I the only one that's finding this incredibly interesting? Because this is further than what I watched. So we're basically now getting to like the part that I haven't watched. But like just looking at all this and understanding this, it really makes you go, wow, there's some rough times of fucking hate here.
Develop systems to incentivize and empower those that have the ability to make or take
Hiraguma, take care of yourself.
In all of these cases, the most successful empires used a capitalist approach to develop productive entrepreneurs. Even China, which is run by the Chinese Communist Party, used a form of this capitalist approach. Deng Xiaoping, when asked about this, said, "It doesn't matter if it's a white cat or a black cat, as long as it catches mice. And it's glorious to be rich." To do this well, they must develop their capital markets. Most importantly, their lending, bond, and stock markets. That allows people to convert their savings into investments to fund invention and development and share in the successes of those who make great things happen. The Dutch created the first publicly listed company, the Dutch East India Company, and the first stock market to fund it, which were integral parts of the system that produced massive wealth and power. As a natural consequence, the greatest empires developed the world's leading financial centers for attracting and distributing the world's capital. Amsterdam was the world's financial center when the Dutch were preeminent. London, when the British were on top. New York is now, and China is quickly developing its financial centers. Most importantly, the capitalists, the governments, and the military must work together. Not only did the Dutch work well together, they were one and the same. The Dutch East India Company was granted a trade monopoly from the government and had its own officially sanctioned military to go out into the global markets to make and take wealth. The British followed with the British East India Company and had a similar coordination of their government, business, and military operations. The U.S. military-industrial complex followed suit, as does the Chinese system today. As the country becomes the largest international trading empire, its transactions can be paid with its currency, making it the preferred global medium of exchange. And because their currency is so widely accepted and frequently used, people around the world want to save in it, making it the preferred storehold of wealth, and thus the world's leading reserve currency. The guilder was the world's main reserve currency when the Dutch led world trade, the pound was when the British led, and the dollar has been since the US led. Naturally, China's currency is increasingly being used as a reserve currency.
I believe someone said this. I don't know how true this is because I couldn't find any real reports on this, but I believe Saudi Arabia just came out and said that they'll be fine accepting yuan for oil. So they basically said, yeah, people can pay with yuan for oil if they want to, which is huge because it was kind of the agreement from the beginning. That's what led to the dollar being the reserve currency. Was America told Saudi Arabia, if you only take dollars for our oil, then we'll defend you, right? You buy our defense and you sell your oil in our dollars. It's as simple as that. So with that move now, it makes it becomes fucking scary.
Having a reserve currency enables the empire to borrow more than other countries. That advantage is huge. Think about it. People all over the world are eager to save and hence lend back their currency to the empire. Countries without a reserve currency don't have that. And when the empire runs out of its own money, remember the United States in 1971? They can always print more. The exorbitant privilege afforded by the empire's reserve currency leads borrowing to increase and the beginning of a financial bubble. This series of cause and effect relationships, leading to mutually supportive financial, political, and military powers, bolstered by the borrowing power of a reserve currency, have gone together since history began to be recorded. All the empires that became the most powerful in the
Random Age, wait. So if the yuan becomes a reserve currency, does the US dollar stop being a reserve currency, or how will that affect the average citizen in America? Well, it will effectively, it means the dollar loses most of its value. I don't know exactly how much, but right now the only reason the dollar still has value. Remember, you have a debt to GDP ratio that is off the fucking charts. Your GDP, I think, is 21 or 22 trillion dollars. Your debt is like 27, 28 trillion dollars. So you have way more debt than what your country actually makes. Right? Your deficit spending is on something like $6 trillion already per year that you're spending in deficit. So it's 3 trillion, I believe, per year that you're spending in deficit. So your government is effectively borrowing from the rest of the world $3 trillion in order to keep the economy going. So as soon as the American dollar no longer serves as the world reserve currency, so people no longer need the dollar, it becomes harder for the US dollar to borrow money. Because you're not going to be able to borrow money from anyone. No one wants that money. So it's definitely going to lose. It's not going to be wiped out. It's not like tomorrow you're going to wake up and a dollar is worth nothing. And this is also not going to happen immediately. This takes a really long time to happen. But eventually the US dollar will lose some of its currency.
world followed this path to the top. While in the top phase, most of these
That's not actually true, Tacitus. For a very long time now, almost all global trade was done in dollar. Oil, if you wanted to buy oil, that was literally the agreement between the OPEC nations and the US. You only accept dollar for oil, which immediately made it the reserve currency. Every country needs dollars in order to buy stuff from other countries. So it becomes the reserve currency as a result of that. There is other currencies that could be used for other things, but they're not considered reserve because not every country needs yuan. The only countries that might need yuan are countries that trade directly with China. Not every country needs euros. The only countries that do is countries that trade directly with Europe. But every country needs dollars because every country needs oil. And that was the deal, right? Now, the second that no longer applies, it means that the US is no longer has the reserve currency of the world because there is a new currency. This is what this video explains. It goes throughout history, Tacitus, and it shows how for the last 500 years, there has always been a single reserve currency, and how that currency falls and how a new power rises and falls and rises and falls, and how these currencies exchange hands, how one currency becomes more important than the other.
Strengths are sustained, embedded within the fruits of their success are the seeds of their decline. As a rule, as people in these rich and powerful countries earn more, that makes them more expensive and less competitive relative to people in other countries who are willing to work for less. At the same time, people in other countries naturally copy the methods and technologies of the leading power.
Actually, Tacitus, that is not true. That is not true. Putin literally a week ago said that no European country will be allowed to buy Russian oil or Russian gas anymore with US dollars. They will now have to buy it with rubles. So that's not true. Even Russia took US dollars for their oil. It was until a week ago that even Russia took US dollars for oil. A week ago, Putin said, no more, you now have to pay ruble.
Which further reduces the leading power's competitiveness. For example, British shipbuilders had less expensive workers than Dutch shipbuilders. So they hired Dutch designers to design better ships that were built by less expensive British workers, making them more competitive, which led
Rassis,
the
how you doing,
British
bro?
to rise and the Dutch to decline. Also, as people become richer, they tend not to work as hard. They enjoy more leisure, pursue the finer and less productive things in life, and at the extreme become decadent. Values change from generation to generation during the rise to the top, from those who had to fight to achieve wealth and power to those
I'm not implying shit. You're saying I'm implying it. That's not what I said. You saying that's what I implied and what I actually implied is not the same thing. So I'm not arguing over this. If you want to go argue, go email a bunch of economists and tell them, hey, there's no such thing as reserve currency. They'll all laugh at you and then we can continue with the conversation.
who inherited it. They're less battle-hardened, steeped in luxuries, and
Jazz, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
accustomed to the easy life, which makes them more vulnerable to challenges. The golden era of the Dutch Empire and the Victorian era of the British Empire were such high prosperity periods like this. As people get used to doing well, they increasingly bet on the good times continuing and borrow money to do that, which grows into financial bubbles. Naturally, the financial gains come unevenly, so the wealth gap grows. Wealth gaps are self-reinforcing because rich people use their greater resources to reinforce their powers. For example, they give greater privileges to their children, like better education, and they influence the political system to their advantage.
Yeah.
This causes the gaps in values, politics, and opportunities to grow between the rich haves and the poor have-nots. Those who are less well off feel the system is unfair, so resentments grow. But as long as the living standards of most people are still rising, these gaps and resentments don't boil over into conflict. Having the world's reserve currency inevitably leads.
It's interesting. I watched a video with Steven Pinker, who is like one of the world's leading social psychologists. He actually made this video where, well, actually it wasn't a video, it was in an interview where the interviewee or the interviewer basically praised him and said, look, the problem is wealth gaps. We should eradicate all wealth gaps. And he said, well, that's not true. Wealth gaps have existed in human societies literally since the beginning of human societies. The issue isn't wealth gaps. Gaps will always exist. Usain Bolt is always going to be faster than anyone in this chat. There's nothing we can do about that. The issue is unfair wealth gaps. So when the wealth gap becomes so large that the have-nots, the poor, see no ability to get themselves out of poverty, that's when the wealth gap becomes a problem. So as long as things are fair, and as long as you can sort of work your way to the top, or at least work yourself into the middle class, there's an avenue for you to achieve something. So the system is fair. The system allows everyone to compete and everyone has a chance to reach the top. People tend to be okay with wealth gaps. People tend to be okay with there's rich people and there's poor people and there's people in between. It's as soon as the system becomes corrupt, the second you start dealing with companies like Amazon that basically closes down all small mom-pop stores, and you start dealing with these companies that just seem to grow and grow and grow and no one can compete, that's when those wealth gaps become a recipe for civil war. Because now the poor can no longer work themselves into prosperity. And it doesn't matter how many times you say, well, just work hard. They work hard how? There's no work. There's no business. Even if I do get a job, the pay is going to be abysmal. So what do you mean, work yourself into prosperity? When those avenues become closed, that's when those wealth gaps become a problem.
Leads to borrowing excessively and contributes to the country building up large debts with foreign lenders. While this boosts spending power over the short term, it weakens the country's financial health and weakens the currency over the long term. In other words, when borrowing and spending are strong, the empire appears very strong, but its finances are in fact being weakened. The borrowing sustains the country's power beyond its fundamentals by financing both domestic overconsumption and international military conflicts required to maintain the empire. Inevitably, the cost of maintaining and defending the empire becomes greater than the revenue it brings in, so having an empire becomes unprofitable. For example, the Dutch Empire overextended around the world and fought war after increasingly expensive war with the British and other European powers to protect its territory and trade routes. The British Empire similarly became massive, bureaucratic, and lost its competitive advantages as rival powers, particularly Germany, soared, leading to an increasingly expensive arms race and world war. The U.S. has spent about $8 trillion on.
Watching this, you almost feel like it's inevitable. Like, it's not even a case of the empire falls because of bad decisions. The empire just falls because it becomes too expensive to run it.
Foreign wars and their consequences since September 11, and trillions more for other military operations and for supporting military bases in 70 countries.
The fuck? Again, look at that. No, there is literally not a single fucking US base in South Africa. What the hell is that? Like, so, the US is really racist, dude. Like, South Africa gets nothing. Look at all these. There's flags in the middle of fucking nowhere with bases in it, but South Africa has no base. Like, no, just fuck South Africa. We don't care. We won't put a base there. Who would attack that godforsaken piece of land? Yeah, fuck you. You guys are fucking bullshit. You know that? Fuck you guys. Jesus.
And it still isn't spending enough to support its military.
Like, look, it's defending this small fucking island and then a bunch of ocean, and it wouldn't do anything for us. Fucking hell.
For supporting military bases in 70 countries. And it still isn't spending enough to support its military competition with China in the area around China. In this cycle, the richer countries eventually get deeper into debt by borrowing from poorer countries that save more. It's one of the early signs of a wealth and power shift. This started in the United States in the 1980s when it had a per capita income 40 times that of China's and started borrowing from Chinese who wanted to save in dollars because the dollar was the world's reserve currency. Similarly, the British borrowed a lot of money from its much poorer colonies, and the Dutch did the same at their top. If the empire begins to run out of new lenders, those holding their currency begin to look to sell and get out rather than to buy, save, lend, and get in. And the strength of the empire begins to decline. The decline. The decline comes from internal economic weakness together with internal fighting or costly external fighting or both. Typically, the decline comes gradually and then very suddenly. When debts become very large and there is an economic downturn and the empire can no longer borrow the money necessary to repay its debts, the financial bubble bursts. This creates great domestic hardships and forces the country to choose between defaulting on its debts or printing a lot of new money. It always chooses to print a lot of new money.
Yep.
At first gradually, and eventually massively. That devalues the currency and raises inflation. For the Dutch, this was the financial crisis brought about by financial excesses and paying for the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War.
Jesus. That steep decline, it just fucking ended. Like, bam. GG, boy.
Similarly, for the British, it was paying for its financial excesses and its debts from the two world wars. And for the U.S., it's been 3 cycles of debt finance booms and busts since the 90s, with the central bank stepping in each time with stronger measures. When the government has problems funding itself, when there are bad economic conditions, and
Tacitus, you are making arguments that has fuck all to do with the video. This guy did a 500-year study. Come back when you've actually spoken, like when you've done your 500-year study, because you're highlighting issues that this guy clearly states he deals with in the book. I've read the book. He deals with whatever the fuck you're talking about now. He deals with the internal investors. What you don't understand is that the internal investors that holds a lot of the debt of America also holds a lot of debt of other countries. So he's dealing with things. He's dealing with a broad overview. This is Ray Dalio, after all. He's not a YouTuber. He's not some random YouTuber fuck. This is a guy that made his money on Wall Street, is an economist, and has written multiple books on the fall of the economic system, warning about the fall of the 2007 financial crash. So this is a guy that he's not making YouTube videos to fearmonger or anything like that. He did a study. He's showing what he studied, what the finds were for his study. If you don't agree with his study, go do your own study and then come back and say, yeah, he's just full of bullshit, because that's not true.
living standards for most people are declining, and there are large wealth,
Nathanos, take care, bro.
values, and political gaps. Internal conflict between the rich and the poor, as well as different ethnic, religious, and racial groups, greatly increases. This leads to
Apocalypse, no. I don't have a problem with his opinion, but his opinion seems to be he's lying, which he then goes on to sort of prove by saying, actually, a lot of the US debt isn't held by foreign countries, it's held by internal investors, which literally doesn't refute anything that is said in the video. Because the video purely marks that when your debt gets out of hand, that is the issue. At no point does it say that the debt has to be held by foreign nations for it to actually be an issue. It says when you have too much debt, so when your debt becomes larger than your actual income, you have a problem. We know this on an individual level. If you live a lifestyle of you literally give out too much money and you don't make enough money, you're going to go bankrupt. But for some reason, that's not true when it comes to countries. Even though if it works on the individual level, if you get a paycheck of $5,000 a month, but you spend $10,000 a month on your lifestyle, how long do you think you can keep that up before the people that hold your debt come to your front door and say, excuse us, but we think you fucking owe us money. And we would like that money now, please. So how about you pay the fuck up? Yeah, okay, Tacitus. So money can just be printed and it will keep its value. Is that what you're saying? So you can just print money as much as you want and it will just automatically, by some measurement of, I don't know, the fairies, hold its value.
political extremism that shows up as pop.
Zimbabwe did that, by the way. I think it worked out well for them. Oh, no, it didn't, actually. They have one of the worst famines in the world ever, I think. But, hey.
Populism of the left or the right. Those of the left seek to redistribute the wealth, while those of the right seek to maintain the wealth in the hands of the rich. Typically, during such times, taxes on the rich rise, and when the rich fear their wealth and well-being will be taken away, they move to places, assets, and currencies they feel safer in. These outflows reduce the empire's tax revenue, which leads to a classic, self-reinforcing hollow.
If it's internal investors, wouldn't that mean there is a greater chance they won't try to collect aggressively because they are currently benefiting from the system, that the US economy, even if they owed the money, as long as people are willing to accept the money? When you have countries now like Saudi Arabia that is going, well, we'll actually be fine accepting yuan. and will also take like other currencies to pay for oil, how long do you think those internal investors are going to go, okay, we think we have a problem because no one wants these dollars. We can't sell this debt to anyone. We can't move this debt off the books. And also, it's currently the banks in the US that hold the debt for the US, which means it's you that's holding the debt for the US. It's the taxpayer. So the US government has one of two ways of getting that money back, of basically paying that debt off. One is to increase taxes. So they have to increase taxes by a fuck ton so that they can actually pay back their debts, or at least break even again. The other is through inflation, which is just invisible tax, because it just means $1 today is going to be worth less a month from now or a year from now. Either way, it is ultimately someone has to pay for debt. Debt isn't just going to go away. Someone has to pay for it. If you print money, that's debt that you're creating. Someone has to pay for it. Who's going to keep paying for it? Inflation can be positive. There's about 300 years of history of negative inflation, or what you would like to call positive inflation, that suggests that inflation is only positive if it can be controlled. Inflation can be controlled as long as conditions are stable, right? So conditions have to be incredibly stable for you to control inflation. If things change that is out of your control, so say, for example, the world decides we're no longer going to use the dollar to buy oil, that can very quickly lead to a very unstable result in inflation. So then it runs away from you to the point where you can't really change anything. It just goes overboard and you're sort of just swept along.
Following out process. When the flight of wealth gets bad enough, governments outlaw it. Those seeking to get out begin to panic. These turbulent conditions undermine productivity, which shrinks the economic pie and causes more conflict about how to divide the shrinking resources. Populist leaders emerge from both sides and pledge to take control and bring about order. That's when democracy is most challenged, because it fails to control the anarchy. And it is when the move to a strong populist leader who will bring order to the chaos is most likely.
Enough debate. Let's
As
fight.
conflict within the country escalates,
Finish them.
it leads to some form of revolution or civil war to redistribute wealth and force the necessary big changes. This can be peaceful and maintain the existing order, but it's more often violent and changes the order. For example, the Roosevelt Revolution to redistribute wealth was relatively peaceful and maintained the existing internal order, while the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and the Chinese Revolution were much more violent and led to new internal orders. This internal conflict makes the empire weak and vulnerable to rising external rivals who, seeing this domestic weakness, are more inclined to mount a challenge.
This Dragon, why? Why are you happy about this?
This raises the risk of great international conflict, especially if the rival has built up a comparable military. Defending oneself and one's empire against rivals requires great military spending, which has to occur as domestic economic conditions are deteriorating, and the empire can least afford.
Balti, are you saying I want to watch the West commit suicide? Because that is actually not what I want. Consider the fact that all of the money that I make is in Western currency. Oh, I definitely don't want that, because it's going to affect me as well. So the fact that the West is doing this, I have said for a long time, is fucking stupid. And Tacitus, I just want to say, though, you're talking about the top marginal tax being 90%. 50, 60, 70, somewhere around there, I think was when it was that high. I want to say actually maybe late 40s, early 50s. I remember the marginal tax being like stupidly high in the US, and it was actually like it was actually a huge fail. Like the US was making almost no money out of taxes. I think the following year after it was lowered, they ended up making a hell of a lot more money off of the tax system. Because look, your logic should tell you when you have a 90% tax rate, yeah, on the top margins, what do you think rich people do? They don't stick around. They take their money out. No one wants to pay 90% taxes. Everyone's going to be like, well, fuck that, I'm leaving. And they're going to go to a country that just doesn't have 90% tax rates. You can have high tax rates, and yes, you are correct. There's some successes with higher tax rates, but there can also be, it's rare. Most of the time it will have negative effects. And I also don't think that even with higher taxes, the US really has a problem with spending right now. I think whether you agree with this video or not, we have to at least both agree that, or most of us in the chat have to agree that the US right now is spending out of their fucking minds. Gimme Gamer, thanks for the Prime sub, did really appreciate it. 6 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is the tax that I charge, by the way. You have to sub to the channel. If you don't sub to the channel, there's nothing I can do about it. It's called optional tax, and I like it. But, you know, the US right now, their debt to GDP ratio is astronomical. And if they don't do something to get that back in, back in scope, it is going to result in disaster. The issue is getting that back into scope is politically, it's political suicide. Because governments will basically have to cut back. The US government will effectively have to cut back on everything that they're doing. All of their social programs, all of the money that they're handing out would have to be cut back. They would have to make the government smaller so that they spend less money so that they can actually start paying back some of that debt. Almost no political leader is going to do that because no one's going to vote for a guy that says, by the way, I'm going to give you less free shit. Elucia, thanks for the 2 months. I really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In debt, I surmise another Roman Empire economic collapse unless they change how the currency works with the world. I don't know if you can change it at this point. I think America has played its hand with the rest of the world, but we can talk about that after the video.
Afford it. Since there is no viable system for peacefully adjudicating international disputes, these conflicts are typically resolved.
The Republicans do what, Chaos? What do the Republicans do? Are you saying the Republicans make, like, sound decisions about the economy? I would say no. I would say the Republicans are just as bad, like not just as bad as Democrats, but they're also bad. You can go watch the graphs of the US debt to GDP ratio. It goes up under Republicans and Democrats. It just goes up less under Republicans than it does go up under Democrats, but it goes up with both. So, like, look, Republicans are all talk about small government until they get into power, and then they still grow the fucking government. They just grow it differently. Both the Democrats and the Republicans love big government. They just like big government in different ways. But both love big government. They love giving money away. So I would say I don't think there's a single economically sound politician in Washington, D.C.
Through tests of power. As bolder challenges are made, the leading empire is faced with the difficult choice of fighting or retreating. Fighting and losing is the worst outcome. But retreating is bad too, as it cedes progress to the rival and signals that the empire is weak to those countries that are
Sirianni, how you
considering
doing?
which side to be on.
We did almost an hour and a half of WoW stuff. We're just watching a video here. They're going to replace current fiat with programmable digital currency, which is a little more than digital company script. Read about it the other day. Yeah, if that works, we'll see.
Poor economic conditions cause more fighting for wealth and power, which inevitably leads to some kind of war. Wars are terribly costly. At the same time, they produce the tectonic shifts that realign the new waters to the new realities of wealth and power in the world. When those holding the reserve currency and debt of the declining empire lose faith and sell them, that marks the end of its big cycle. Of the roughly 750 currencies that existed since 1700, less than 20% now exist, and all of them have been devalued. For the Dutch, this happened after their defeat in the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War, when they weren't able to repay the massive debts they built up during it. This led to a run on the Bank of Amsterdam and a desperate sell-off, forcing massive money printing, which devalued the currency and the empire into irrelevance. For the British,
You
this
hear
happened
that?
after
You hear that, you Dutch fucks? You are now irrelevant. You hear that? You are irrelevant. Like, South Africa isn't on the map, but at least we're not irrelevant. You know? We've not been completely fucked into irrelevance. So, you know, we might not be on the map, but screw you guys.
after World War II,
Our time will come.
when despite their victory, they could not repay the massive debts they borrowed to fund their war effort. This led to a series of money printing, devaluations, and sell-offs in the British pound as the US and the dollar emerged dominant and created a new world order. At the time of this recording, the United States hasn't yet reached this point. While it has massive debt, spends more than it earns, and funds this deficit with more borrowing and printing huge amounts of new money, the big sell-off in dollars and dollar debt hasn't yet begun. And while there are great internal and external conflicts occurring for all the classic reasons, they've not yet crossed the line to become wars. Eventually, out of these conflicts, whether they're violent or not, come new winners who get together and restructure the losers' debts and political systems and establish the new world order. Then the old cycle and empire ends and the new one begins, and they do it all over again. That's a lot of detail I just threw at you to paint a picture of how the typical big cycle transpires. Of course, not all of them transpire in exactly this way, but most largely do. So much so that it seems like the stories of rises and declines stay essentially the same, and the only things that change are the clothes the characters wear and the technologies they use. So, where are we heading? The future. Most empires have their time in the sun and inevitably decline. Reversing a decline is difficult because that requires undoing a lot that's already been done, but it's possible. By looking at these indicators, it's pretty easy to see which stage of the big cycle an empire is in, how fit it is, and whether its condition is improving or worsening, which can help one estimate how many years it has left. Still, these estimates aren't precise, and the cycle
Kanye.
can be extended
Kanye
if those
could,
in
yeah.
charge pay attention to their vital signs and improve them. For example, knowing that a person is 60 years old, how fit they are, whether they smoke or not, and a few other basic vital signs, one can estimate the person's longevity. One can do that with empires and their vital signs too. It won't be precise, but it will be broadly indicative and give clear direction on steps to take to increase longevity. It's most often the case that a nation's greatest war is with itself over whether or not it can make the hard decisions needed to sustain success. As for what we need to do, it comes down to just two things: earn more than we spend and treat each other well. All other things I mentioned, strong education, inventiveness, being competitive, and all the rest, are just ways of getting at these two things. It's easy to measure if we're doing them. So like people who want to get fit, let's get on the program and improve our vitals. Let's do that individually
I'm doing that
and
now.
collectively. My goal for sharing this picture of how the world works and a few principles for dealing with it well is to help you recognize where we are and the challenges we face, and to make the wise decisions needed to navigate these times well.
Going to the gym?
Since there is a lot more to discuss and we are out of time, you can learn more in my book, Principles for Dealing with the Changing World Order, and I look forward to continuing this conversation at economicprinciples.org and on social media. Thank you, and may the force of evolution be with you.
Well, of course it's going to be buy my book. I mean, the dude sells books. Why wouldn't it be? But that's not how he made his money, which is why I trust him. He's not one of those self-help gurus that basically wrote a book on how to help yourself to become a millionaire, and then the way they became a millionaire is by selling a book. You know, because that is usually what it is. Ray Dalio made his money and then started writing books on how people can make money the same way that he made it, which is, you know, helpful. So no Dr. Full. I don't know. What did Dr. Full do? Just want to remind you of my question I had earlier. I sent you on Discord earlier just in case it gets lost in translation. Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if anyone found this interesting. I sure did. I know it aligns with most of my economic principles and most of the economists that I follow. You may have a different viewpoint on it, and you're welcome to your viewpoint. I guess we will soon know who was right. People should play Risk, and you will know what the world always means. I liked it a lot. I'll be looking into his book. I was listening throughout the whole thing and engaging in conversation. It was interesting and depressing at the same time. Like, look, like he said in this book himself, Kane Payne, thank you much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not necessary. It doesn't have to be the end of anything. It doesn't have to be the fall of an empire. But in order to, like, look, there has never been a single empire that has lasted forever. The world is full of empires that have risen and empires that have ultimately fallen. So it is natural that the US is never going to, they're not always going to be on top. The question is, can they sort of change things around through hard work and some elbow grease? Maybe they can change things around. But all of that is going to, how do we know? How are we going to know? We're going to have to wait and see. Dr. Full is famous for giving advice on US TV without being a doctor. Oh, right. Yeah, pretty much that then. Apparently, there's one of the judgment videos are out. Not sure if Akko's reacted to it yet. No, I haven't. I've been reacting to this video. So I have not reacted to that. We first have a question here. Mustache, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate it. No, we will watch the new Sylvanas one. Just quickly want to see her. So, Songbird, you asked me a question here. Let's quickly answer this, and then we'll get into the Sylvanas stuff. Aklon, I have a question that might be off topic right now. Maybe I should send it to you on Discord for later. Thank you. But how would you feel about removing Mythic Plus, LFR, and Mythic Raids in favor of having a more standardized gearing process where gear is simply gear and you compensate by increasing the difficulty of the raids and dungeons so they can remain max level content? I don't know what you mean, Ren the Mage. Because it seems like you're equating two different systems here. It feels like you're equating the system of like content, so which is raids and dungeons, stuff like that, with the gearing system, which is effectively a reward system for systems of content. And I don't think necessarily you need to. I don't think those systems are necessarily the same, because you can have all of those systems and also change the way the reward system works as a result, right? So a good example of this would be you could absolutely have Mythic Plus without gear. Especially remove Mythic and LFR because I have a problem with having such a large range of item level in the same gear. Well, I would actually not remove LFR or Mythic. I would just remove the gear from Mythic. So I would make LFR gear basically the same as dungeon gear, maybe a little bit higher. So let's say 2 or 3 item levels higher than normal dungeon gear. So it's like a nice to have for a really casual player. I would keep things like Mythic Plus. I would keep things like the raid system as it is right now. But I would fully remove gear from Mythic raiding. Just because I don't see why Mythic raiding requires gear. Mythic raiding is supposed to be a flex for how good you are at playing the game. It is also supposed to be the end of the tier. So if you think about this, every single new raid tier comes with a progression. LFR gear leads you to normal. Normal leads you to heroic. Heroic leads you to mythic. But mythic doesn't lead you to anything above mythic. So mythic isn't a stepping stone towards more gear or the need for more power. You do all of these things in order to get to mythic. So you could remove the gear from mythic, stabilize it with something like a minimum item level system or a sync system or something like this. You could do something like that, yeah. Rin the Mage, I see all the stuff that you're copying there and talking about there. I'll look at that later, but for now, I'm just going to focus on your one question. I'll look at all the things that you sent there later. But I don't think you should remove LFR in any way, shape, or form. LFR has a place in the game. It's for super casual people that want gear, but they don't really care about doing normal or heroic. And I also think you're going to piss a lot of people off by removing something like LFR. And why would you want to piss people off? Just keep LFR there, but remove gear from Mythic, because I think gear in Mythic makes no sense. Mythic is not a stepping stone towards something even better or something even harder. Mythic is the content that you're gearing for. And it would also make Mythic far easier to balance, because you know that every single person that goes into Mythic will have item level X. Right? Whatever the heroic item level is, every single player is going to have that item level. So you balance Mythic around that item level. That's how I would deal with that. As for like the simplification of gear, because that was another part of your question, was the simplification of gear. I think gear have already been simplified enough, right? I think gear have already been simplified enough insofar as without Titan Forging and Wall Forging, gear is quite easy to attain. The only thing that I would say that might be a good idea for Blizzard to look in is lowering the gap between raid tiers. So when going from normal to heroic, rather than it being a, what is it now? Is it a 10 or a 15 item level jump from normal to heroic? Anyone in chat can quickly tell me. Is it 10 or 15 item levels? The difference between normal and heroic gear? Or is there no one in chat that does normal? It's like 10 item levels. Why isn't it 5? In my mind, 5 item levels is more than enough. It is higher. So make it 5. And then do the next one up 5 again, right? You could even do it lower. You could go to 2 or 3 item levels. It just needs to be slightly higher than what the previous one is, because that is still an upgrade, you know? So it just needs to be slightly higher. It doesn't really matter how much higher. That would sort of take care of the power creep, although I do think Blizzard have done a good job in Shadowlands not having that much power creep. I haven't heard anyone complain about the power creep in Shadowlands. Considering how far we are into Shadowlands, I have to give Blizzard some praise there. They seem to have fixed the power creep issue. So the thing that I think I would most want to do for World of Warcraft is a separation of gear. So... And I realize this is not going to be popular with everyone. So I apologize right off the bat for pissing anyone off here. But I believe that dungeon gear should not be raid gear. Raid gear should not be dungeon gear. And none of that gear should be PvP gear. I think if you want to do dungeons, you get dungeon gear to do dungeons. If you want to do raids, you get raid gear to do raids. And if you want to do PvP, you get PvP gear to do PvP. And the way you deal with people not having bags and bags full of gear is you add a new gear-only bag. It is a bag where you can have as many different gear sets as you want, and it doesn't take up any of your bag space. I think that's how you fix a lot of the gearing issues within World of Warcraft. Hey man, I've been looking into takes on WoW on YouTube for some time now, and I'm glad to catch you live. Mafusa Primus, thanks for the follow, dude, and the first time chat. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Okay, so many of you have asked for me to watch the new Sylvanas stuff. Chat, I hate you so fucking much. Why do you guys want me to fucking react to World of Warcraft crap? Why is this, like, why are you doing this to me, chat? It is physical fucking pain that I'm experiencing here. Physical pain. Okay, so we have the new Sylvanas Judgment cinematics. We've already reacted to the dialogue in these cinematics. At least that which was leaked. So I'm assuming we start with the top one and then we watch the bottom one as well. Yeah? So let's see. Let's see how this goes.
Sylvanas Windrunner, the time for your judgment is at hand.
I seriously despise Pelagos. Like, the fact that Pelagos is the fucking arbiter, like, genuinely speaking, the most failed character in all of Shadowlands. Couldn't do a single quest on their own. Couldn't complete a single fucking trial on their own. If it wasn't for the Champion of Azeroth, Pelagos would have been dead already. And somehow, this incompetent non-character, the most bland and boring character in the whole of Shadowlands, is awarded with the rank of Arbiter. Is insane to me. How? Is this because Arbiter is the least important role in the whole of Shadowlands? Like, it's the one role that cannot be fucked up. And therefore, they took the most useless character in the game to also then give the one role that can't be fucked up. I hate the fact that it is this fucking character that is judging Lady Sylvanas Windrunner. But anyways... Squinty eyes. Squinty McSquinty fuck. Like, look at the squinty eyes there. Oh, you can feel the hatred. You can feel the hatred. The fucking, the look.
There can be no true justice without compassion. And I can see your deeds bear the mark of the jailer's influence. An influence we failed to contain.
The jailer did not control me. My actions were mine alone, and I accept their consequences.
Oh, I take issue with this whole fucking thing. There are so many lies, ladies and gentlemen, so many lies about this entire thing. Can I just direct everyone's attention to BlizzCon 2019 when Ian Hazzikostas stood at this on the stage of BlizzCon and was asked the question, how is the story of Sylvanas any different to the story of Garrosh? And Ian gleefully states that Sylvanas will never allow herself to be captured. Sylvanas will never allow herself to be judged. She will not allow herself to be imprisoned. Ding, ding, ding. What the fuck have we here? Sylvanas is allowing herself to be judged. She is allowing herself to be imprisoned. So what were those promises?
Then you know in your heart to whom you must answer.
I submit to the judgment of Tyrande Whisperer.
Entrusting justice to your most fervent adversary. Are there any gathered here who object to this fate?
What's that look from Anduin? Everyone else seems angry. Anduin, not so much.
So be it.
Interesting.
What game do you play now, Banshee? The Sylvanas I hunted would never submit to the blade of her enemy.
Death would be a merciful end, Tyrande. And I do not expect your mercy.
Your newfound remorse might be genuine, but it can never erase all you have done. There will be no peace for you, Windrunner, until there is peace for the souls of your victims. The prisoner is in my charge now. Bring her!
Ooh, I did not see that coming. It's almost as if this was leaked a week ago. All right, I can't even begin to say how fucking stupid this is. I genuinely can't even begin to say how stupid this is. Of course, the WoW shills are going to be like, oh my god, dude, yes, this is the cinematic I've been waiting for. Blizzard is delivering. But if you want to be honest, and we have to be honest, can anyone in this chat, even for a fucking moment, say that this is not one of the worst bits of storytelling in Shadowlands? And I realize that that bar is not very high, right? Shadowlands have been, like, completely moronically bad. But this is even fucking worse. Anyways, let's get to the next bit of this.
Below lies the maw.
Now we know.
An unjust fate to which you doomed so many. And it will be there that your penance begins. Every soul lost in its depths, betrayed or condemned, you shall find and send forth to the Arbiter, to be judged with the compassion all souls deserve. You will toil there, under Doratha's watchful eye, scouring every darkened reach, until the final soul is free, and you are all that remains.
Are we now to pretend that the Maw is suddenly once again inescapable? Because Sylvanas could just leave as soon as she got there, right? The Maw is like the easiest place to get out of. So I guess we're back to pretending that the Maw cannot be escaped.
This is how you shall bring renewal to your victims and my people.
However long it takes, it shall be done.
Undo Falador, old friend. Watch her well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. This was amazing. I can't believe how good Blizzard is. The storytelling is exactly what I expected it to be. Denuser, you have outdone yourself. I did not think after the Arthur cinematic it could get worse, but I was so utterly mistaken with how fucking stupid your storytelling is. You have turned Sylvanas into a character that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. In the book, by the way, for those of you that don't know, I already have a little bit of evidence of what goes on in the book, and it seems like Sylvanas wants to get back into the Maw because she wants to search for Nathanos, because she's a love-struck, I don't know, fucking teenager that can't get over the fact that her love is still somewhere trapped within the Maw. So somehow Sylvanas is still playing this five-head fucking strategy game that no one else is a part of, where she actually wanted Tyrande to throw her into the Maw because in her five-head way, she is now using that punishment to look for her love, the love of her fucking life, right? So I don't know what. Like, what in the fuck is going on with Blizzard Entertainment? Is Steve Denuser running out of ideas? Like, does he just have no original ideas anymore? This is so against who Sylvanas is as the character. Even if you don't even come at me with this bullshit about, oh, but dude, this is the old Sylvanas. This is Sylvanas where her soul is now put back in her body. Excuse me, if you know anything about the old Sylvanas, you would know that this is even less like the old Sylvanas. The old Sylvanas were incredibly arrogant. She took shit from no one. She didn't give two fucks about anyone. She was incredibly proud. And now suddenly she's throwing herself at the mercy of Tyrande. Tyrande of all things. She beat Tyrande in combat. Like, I'm sorry. What is this? Like, no. This is just a horrible story. If you wanted to bring an end to Sylvanas, if you wanted to have Sylvanas pay for her crimes, then Sylvanas should have died. That should have been the ending here. Sylvanas should have died. And Sylvanas should have spent her entire days basically, suffering within the Maw. That would have been, I think, based on the shit show that is the story, that would have been a just end to Sylvanas. This is just a horrible cop-out because it effectively solves nothing. As a loyalist myself, I still do not understand. Do you guys remember the final words that Sylvanas ever said to the loyalists? When next you see me, you will understand. Is there any loyalists in this chat that actually fucking understands? Please, if you are a loyalist in this chat that actually fucking understands, I need to know. Because I am not understanding it, chat. When next you see me, you will understand. I understand nothing. Why was I a loyalist? What were you trying to do? None of that makes sense. Okay, so I'm still very confused. It also doesn't really do anything for the people that hate Sylvanas, because Sylvanas is effectively getting her. She just has to get a bunch of souls, and then she's going to be redeemed. So basically, they're just prolonging Sylvanas' redemption arc. That's it. That's literally it. For those of you that don't know, Sylvanas is being redeemed. This is Sylvanas' redemption. Sylvanas is effectively, they literally copied the Illidan story. That's genuinely what this is. This is the Illidan story. Sylvanas is being sent to Outland, the Maw, to pay for her sins. And then we're going to figure out, like, fucking 2,000 expansions later, no, Sylvanas was actually not wrong. Like, Sylvanas actually always had a plan, and we sent her away for no reason, you know. I can't wait for that cinematic to happen. Imprisoned within the Maw for 10,000 years. Long have I waited. My hatred burns. And then you are not prepared. Jumping through the clouds of the Maw. Oh my God, here we go. Yeah. All the loyalists finally understand when next we see her. And all the copium users from Blizzard going, Steve Denuser, Ian, let's do this. I can't wait for the story. Oh my God, so good, so good. And you have all these YouTubers coming up explaining why this is exactly how the story should be going, because this is the 5-8 storytelling of Steve Denuser. Oh my God, fucking brain dead, dude. This is what the story is. It's a fucking brain dead story. Steve Denuser, quit. Please, for the love of fuck, hand in your resignation. Hand over the torch to someone else that isn't as fucking stupid as you. The story is shit. It is so dog shit. I can't believe you guys made me watch this. I was having a good time up until now. Oh my God, dude, I can't fucking watch this. Like, screw this. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Fuck this, dude. No. Screw you, Denuser. I hate you so much. Oh my God. Look at my last comment. What's your last comment? Does Steve have multiple personality disorders himself? It's like he wants to make two completely opposing stories true at the same time. It's not her fault. She was controlled. It is her fault. She chose for herself. Yeah, fuck knows, right? As I said, you can always say no. Dude, I don't have a choice. Chat tells me to do things and I do it. You know, I don't really get a choice in these matters. Yeah, let's start a GoFundMe for Steve Denuser so he can get some fucking creative writing classes. The dude is just, oh my God, dude. The story is so painful now. It really is so fucking painful. But it's not look until Denuser is off Blizzard. I don't think he's gonna go off Blizzard. Blizzard seems to love his fucking stories. For some reason. The people who linked this wanted you to rage at this. That is why they wanted you to watch it. Well, you guys got what you fucking asked for. Dude, it feels... I realize that you guys won't believe me, right? And in some ways, I love where World of Warcraft is right now, because it is basically free fucking content. You have no idea. I can make any video about World of Warcraft and it blows up on the Clips channel, because so many people are pissed off with WoW. As long as I'm pissed off with WoW, I will find an audience. But at the same time, it is actually painful. This was my game. So much so that back when I started my YouTube channel, I had a choice between doing more general gaming content and going straight into WoW. And I thought to myself, you know what? I love World of Warcraft. I'm never not going to love World of Warcraft. Let's make a channel purely about World of Warcraft. And boy, oh boy, how wrong I was then. Because I see the story, I see the state of the story, and I cannot help but think, how did this happen? I don't want to rage. I wish I could see another cinematic from World of Warcraft where I can look at the cinematic and say, what a good cinematic. How fantastic is this cinematic? But now, even if I see the new cinematic for 10.0, because it's obviously going to be CGI, it's obviously going to be like mind-blowingly good, because every single announcement cinematic for World of Warcraft ever has been phenomenally good. Even if we go to the worst expansion World of Warcraft has ever released, and I'll show you guys this now, and you can tell me if I'm lying. You can tell me if I'm fucking lying. This is the worst cinematic in the history. Oh, this is the worst expansion in the history of World of Warcraft. And even its cinematic is fucking fantastic. So this is what 10.0 cinematic is going to be. You have to know this. Fuck yeah.
Drink, Hellscream. Claim your destiny. You will all be conquerors. And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return?
Everything.
Everything. Reject this gift. And did you bring these mongrels here? Just to watch you die?
This is a cool cinematic. You can't lie. This is a great cinematic.
This was not our destiny. Times change. We will never be slaves! But we will be conquerors.
This, by the way, is an incredible cinematic. It led to a horrible expansion. This is what I expect for 10.0. I am going to see a cinematic that is going to blow me away. The one huge difference between this cinematic and the cinematic for 10.0 is now I know. I am never going to be blindsided by Blizzard ever again. Because now I know. I have seen the sadly I've seen the curtain, you know, I've seen the other side, and I don't think I can ever unsee it again. every cinematic that Blizzard releases now is just going to come back to, yeah, but how much of this cinematic is actually going to translate into the physical expansion? Because I don't think any. That's the sad bit of this. Dude, the sooner we're done with Shadowlands, the better. The sooner we're done with Shadowlands. Like, we need to get out of the Shadowlands as quickly as fucking possible. The grammar story in WoD was good until they pivot it towards the end and suddenly we have friends with him. The story of WoD was actually fairly okay. Terry Q, how you doing? When are you going to continue to playing Final Fantasy XIV, Echo? Is your next FF stream tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow is the next FF14 stream. I mean, it's always Wednesdays to Fridays. We play Final Fantasy XIV. Agreed. I 100% expect the 10.0 cinematic to be amazing, but never let them pull the wool over my eyes again. I don't even know if I'm going to play 10.0. I will probably play 10.0 just as a sort of, let's make a video and see how good 10.0 actually is, but I don't think I'm ever going back to World of Warcraft as a main game. They just never. It will now become content. That's it for me. Could it be that the storytelling in FF14? Yeah, of course. Of course. No one can play Final Fantasy XIV and see the story in Final Fantasy XIV and not look at every other MMO with complete and utter contempt. You know, and I realize that I haven't played every single MMO out there, but I can tell you from the ones that I've played, none of them are on the level of Final Fantasy XIV. Open your eyes and walk free. Oh, that reminds me of something I want to listen to right now. In case you haven't broken away from the shackles of World of Warcraft, let this song be your guide out of the terrible, terrible darkness that is World of Warcraft. Let the game, Final Fantasy, hold you in its embrace, fill you with its warmth as you discover the lands of Eorzea, the brilliance of a story told so well that you oftentimes wonder, am I actually playing a game or am I watching an Oscar-winning film? Let this song be your guide. Let this song be your guide. This song, dude, kills me. This moment.
To all of my children in whom life flows abundant.
That part kills me.
All of my children to whom death hath passed his judgment. The soul yearns for honor and the flesh the hereafter. Look to those who walk before to lead those who walk after.
I can't keep playing too much of it because it is a copyrighted fucking song. No, there's issues with copyright even with the trailer. Like, it doesn't matter how you play this song, it gets copyrighted. But luckily, you don't get DMCA'd from it. They just sort of claim advertisement privileges on it, so it's not like a horrible copyright. This is answers for Final Fantasy XIV. And it is fan-fucking-tastic. If that part kills you, you'd ride Alexander back and bury yourself, Akko, when you hit Endwalker. We'll get to Endwalker. Calm down, people. We'll fucking get there. There's that, like, the moment where he starts singing is where I just get these shivers down my fucking spine, dude. It is so, so good. That moment she starts singing, and then that whole walk free walk free. That is just like, you just, and now it hits different because I've played ARR and I finished Heavensward, so Answers hits so different. I think actually the one where Answers hits is after you finish Coils of Bahamut. Like as soon as you finish Coils of Bahamut, Answers just hits on another level. So yeah, I would say Bahamut is like, play that and then you go back and listen to that song and you'll finally understand why it is so fucking insane. There are 3 songs even in FF14. Devs can't give you the right to play because it belongs to Nobu, who doesn't work there. Shit. The great thing is they managed to write the story in a way that Answers get so many more layers with each expansion. Now, guys, I realize that I lack critical information, but what am I going to do about it now? It's not like I'm going to get to Shadowbringers anytime soon. Even when we play Final Fantasy XIV, we take so long to actually do anything in the game that you guys just have to be fucking, just calm your
It will
tits.
get a third layer of meaning after Endwalker.
I'm sure it will. And not allowed to perform answers in-game either? What? Really? Huh. That's interesting. I wish they would get the fucking rights to that song. Because every single time I listen to that song, I get a copyright strike on my fucking video. Is it possible for you to upload your reactions to important story moments in FF14 so people like me can experience it? Most of the time, I can't be here for your streams. We already do, although we haven't really gotten far enough in Stormblood for that to happen, but we already do that. Run the Mage. Whenever there is, so for example, my Vault reactions is up on YouTube. My reactions to the Coils of Bahamut, my reactions to the end of ARR, those things are already up on YouTube. We have uploaded those. Although most of the videos that I make pertaining to Final Fantasy XIV. So for example, I made a video today talking about the difference in Stormblood and Heavensward and my initial feelings about the 2 expansions. Like my initial thoughts, you know, going from Heavensward into Stormblood so early on. What am I immediately feeling? So I make a bunch of videos about my journey through Final Fantasy. You know, what am I enjoying? What am I highlighting? What am I viewing? What am I seeing? What do I think is going to be the future of things? So I really, if you follow me on YouTube and you watch my videos, I think you will have a pretty decent idea of where I stand with my journey through Final Fantasy XIV. And I can't wait to start that exact same journey for SWTOR. Because I think that's going to be really interesting. Is the SWTOR journey is going to be truly fantastic. Because we now have it. Nike or Under Armour? Hero Effect. The fuck is Under Armour? Sophia, how you doing? Oh yeah, that should answer that. Neither, I guess. I have a pair of Crocs flip-flops that I basically wear most of the time. I have a pair of shoes, Reebok, I think, CrossFit shoes, that I wear. And then everything else is sort of generic, no-name shit. No, I don't have triple cost yet. Zero, I don't have triple cost yet. So yeah, I basically wear generic no-name shit. I don't give a crap what the name is on the clothes that I wear. As long as it's fucking clothes. Like, this is my hoodie. It's literally my own merch hoodie. The shirt that I have under is also merch, my own merch. And then my pants is just normal sweatpants. 5 community subs. Really appreciate that, Sophia. Thank you. Hearts in chat. 5 of you have now DGen labels. Let's fucking see some hearts, you bastards. Yeah, comfort overall. Of course. Like, it's cold as shit right now, so this is sort of what I have on right now. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you can see the pants. But I have this and socks on. That's it. These are generic shit. And then hoodie. That's what I'm wearing right now. And this is sort of basically what I wear all the time. As long as it's comfortable, I couldn't give two shits. You still got heaps of Stormblood left, based on where you currently are. I would say you're not even halfway through Stormblood yet. That's fine. King Julian, you don't have to give me an update on where I am in the game every single time. I know I'm nowhere near finished. I don't think we've even done 10 quests in Stormblood yet. Finally got cold for you. You were sweating your balls off the other day. It has. The weather is actually quite nice. It's actually quite nice. We have currently, let me just see. So it's, as things stand currently, it's 17 degrees Celsius. But the wind is cooling it off like well and truly. The real feel is more like 15. Tomorrow is going to be 21. Thursday is 21. Friday is 22. Saturday is 21. Sunday is 24. Monday is 22. 21. So we are now fully into autumn. Looking for the cam. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bitch. Let me get my booty on the cam. Brinny, thanks for the Prime Tip. Really appreciate that. 4 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The year is now 2027. Akko has finally started Endwalker. Then his power goes out for 2 weeks. Seems about right. It seems about right. Can't wait for 618 for data center visit so I can play with Akko. I'm looking forward to the data center visits as well. But there is many games that I want to play. Many games that I want to jump into. We still maybe have to play Elden Ring. I don't know. Have we decided whether or not people want to see Elden Ring on stream? I think we can poll it. Well, it's probably too late already to play Elden Ring. I think most people are done with Elden Ring now. I think people are sort of over it now, no? Elden Ring and Snore? Yes, Elden Ring. I want to watch you rage at Elden Ring. We'll see. I don't think there's that many people that would want to watch it. Cecile9, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dots in the Visit is such a genius move, allowing people to play with their friends no matter which NA server they picked. Elden Ring is quite cryptic in its storytelling, but Violet, I do agree with you there. Where's the don't care, either or option? If it's either or, just say yes, because it means you're going to be fucking watching, no? Like, if you don't care, just say yes. Because basically it just means would you watch me play something other than talking or Final Fantasy? I expect this to basically come about to about 50-50. Many as one, it has, for me, it has more to do with the viewers, you guys, than it has to do with me. I can see myself playing a game like Elden Ring in my free time. I have no problem with that. But it boils down to what the viewers want. I stream for you guys. I don't stream for myself. If it was up to me, I would be sitting here playing like single player RPG games the whole fucking day. Like genuinely, we would have 18-hour streams of me playing single player games. Because those are the games that I'm most fond of. As much as I love MMOs, I definitely prefer single player games more. But that's not usually what viewers enjoy. Viewers enjoy the more MMO chatting stuff, which I think is I stream for you guys. I don't stream for myself. I stream because I want to hang out. And the problem with... I should actually maybe make this more clear. I stream because I want to hang out with you. The problem with single-player video games is that the times that you get to actually hang out with your chat is far fewer. And the reason for that is, think of all the cutscenes. So let's imagine a game like Mass Effect. If I played Mass Effect on stream, 90% of Mass Effect is cutscenes because it's a story. The story drives the game. So for 90% of that, you and I are not going to be sitting here talking to each other. We're going to be sitting watching cutscenes together. And that might be fun, but it's also not cutscenes like Final Fantasy XIV's cutscenes gameplay, where I can sort of stop in the middle of a cutscene and talk. Mass Effect's cutscenes can't be stopped. Once they go, and they have to finish. So however long it takes, you have to watch it. So it takes away from what it ultimately is, and that is us hanging out. Where I think MMOs are perfect for that, because there is so much time where you can actually hang out with your chat, and you don't have to worry about bullshit. You don't have to worry about story getting in the way. You don't have to worry about dialogue getting in the way. You can literally just sit here and talk about different things. So I think MMO is perfect for streams. I would love to see you play Mass Effect and judge your decisions. Dude, I love that game. I would easily play it again. And I literally just finished it a week ago. I would genuinely, right now, start another game of Mass Effect. Be aware that with FromSoft games, there comes a lot of backseating. That is the biggest downside. Cecile9, I have luckily never really been a streamer that has a problem with backseat gaming. Insofar as I just ignore whatever I don't want to do. So chat might be going on and on about, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, and I'll just be like, no, I'm doing this. And then I just do whatever the fuck I want to do anyways. So yeah, what do you think about Darksiders? Going to play that next? I've not ever really gotten into Darksiders. Look, Cecile, for me, the whole point is chat wants to have fun as well. And backseat gaming is a lot of fun for chat. Chat loves telling you as the streamer, oh my god, I can't believe you just did that, you stupid motherfucker. Why would I want to take that away from chat? Because streams is not just about the streamer. They're about streamer and chat. Chat wants to have as much fun as the streamer playing the game. So as a streamer, I have the option of either saying, look guys, no backseat gaming, shut the fuck up, I don't want to hear anything from you. Or I could be like, you can backseat game as much as you want, I'm going to do what I want anyways. I feel like that is the better option. Because chat gets to have their way, basically, go big dick on explaining how wrong I am about stuff, and I still get to be wrong because I'm the one that holds the mouse and the keyboard. Man vs. Game hates chat. Ago, you are great at lore and theory crafting. Every game with good lore would be cool to watch. Hey, I would have a big smudge on your cam. Do I? What the hell is that? I can't even see it on the cam. What the hell is that? Hold up, let's see if I can take it off. But I have no idea what it is. Still there? There was a smudge over, towards the fan. But if you're talking about the smudge, let me see. Are you talking about that? Is that the one that you're talking about? Because that is not a smudge. There was one over here. A little bit up there. Yeah, about there. There was a smudge there that I saw. I didn't see this one. This is not a smudge. This is a door stopper. This thing. It's a fucking door stopper. It stops the door from hitting the wall. Chat, you're fucking stupid. Whoever said that, you're stupid. How does it feel? Look like a smudge on my screen, but it isn't a smudge. It stops the door from hitting the wall and breaking the fucking wall or the door, whichever one comes first. 22 chapter stories in them, set in a fantasy world with sword and sorcery, with options for both PvE and PvP core progression, as well as an expansion after those. 6 to 22 expansions that seem to run. What is this game, Apocalypse, that you're talking about? Still looks like a smudge, though, but it really fucking isn't. I can do that if you don't want to see it. Because it really isn't a fucking smudge. I don't know what else to do for you. That's sort of the best I can do for you, is take it out of your view. For now, although it's very weird that it's this high. Church is looking out for you. You've played Dragon Age Origins or Divinity Original Sin games? I have, yes. And I just recently started watching it again. Apocalypse, you can absolutely... I've watched you play Warhammer Online, and you can take that game and shove it up your ass. That game not only looks stupid, I think it is stupid. I watched you do a fucking PvP battleground shit thing in that game where you physically spammed one button standing behind a fucking pillar for like 5 minutes straight. You called yourself the healer or some shit, and you were just spamming the same fucking button. Just I will not be playing that, dude. Thank you. But I think I will give that I think I will give that one a skip. If you play Genshin Impact, it'd be cool. The amount of theory crafting on it is huge. I don't think I've ever played Genshin Impact, but I recently started playing Dragon Age. Look at this. So I started playing Dragon Age Origins again. The hell just happened? Oh, never mind. It's having a fucking fit again. I recently started playing Dragon Age Origins again. It's crashing. I can't get into the game now. And I'll show you. Maybe it loads in now, but it didn't want to load in yesterday. It crashed yesterday, I think. Dragon Age Origins is incredible. You are correct. Just crashes. And I can't get it to not crash. It went into a... I ran into a house. And now the house won't load. So I have to go to a different... I have to take a different load, load in the game. And hope that, is before I got into that house. It's in Denerim that I ran into the house and that crashed it. I've heard different stories about how you can get this to not happen. You have to change the way the game, you have to downgrade the graphics, or you have to make the game only run on one of your cores. There's a whole bunch of shit that you can do to basically make the game not crash anymore. I just wish EA would make a remake of this, like a remaster of Dragon Age Origins. Sparta, no, the game just crashes a lot. Look, guys, this is a very old game. I'll show you what I mean with very, 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 very old game. Let's see if I can find a load that isn't that fucking house. Let's go for that one. Ah, it's the crash one. No! That means the only one I have is all the way back. Oh my God, that's a long way back. I should have saved more. Well, this is a little bit annoying. Oof. It's a while back. Alright, fine. This is a very old game, as you guys can see here. Look at these graphics and tell me this is not a stupidly old game. So yeah, as you can see, it just crashes because my PC is way too overpowered for what this game actually needs. So that's the problem. I mean, it looked beautiful. It looked fine for what it was, but this game came out in 2008 or 2009, I think. So this game is clearly not great anymore. You can look at the faces and just see the game is clearly not great anymore. Light flickers and just weird shit. Anyways. Yeah, I'll try the compatibility mode, but, you know. Other bug fix mods the community did. I have one of the bug fix mods installed, but apparently the one bug that no one can fix is the fact that your PC is too powerful. Like, if you have a modern PC, they can't really get away to fix that. The game just gets fucked. The game doesn't deal well with multi-core CPUs. So what a lot of people suggest is actually changing the game and forcing it to run on just one of your cores on your CPU. And a lot of people say that works great. So we'll probably give that a go and see. I'm lost, but believe you. Might take a look soon. Detention span for 100% games, to be honest. Warhammer Online was okay when it came out. Baldur's Gate over Dragon Age Origins. I have Baldur's Gate as well. I bought these because I no longer have a CD-ROM. So I can no longer install my original Baldur's Gate. So I had to buy, like, Baldur's Gate. But I have Baldur's Gate here, as you can see. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. That's what I'm saying. I don't have... And I have Baldur's Gate 3 as well. But I'm waiting for the whole Baldur's Gate 3 to launch before I pick this one up. There's many games coming that I'm looking forward to. But, you know, for now... Yeah, I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3 right now. I have Pillars of Eternity as well, but that is here. I don't have it installed, but I have it. I think I played the original... I didn't finish it, but I did play the original... but you have Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, and I believe Pillars of Eternity 1 is also on here. If I want to... Yeah, here we go. Literally right next to it. Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Which is by a cheap Cider Drive. I remember the bald dude Minsk from Baldur's Gate and the pet hamster Boo. Go for the eyes, Boo! Oh, I fucking remember that. That was so funny. Fucking hell. But yeah, there's a lot of games, and there's a lot of games coming still. But right now, the game that I'm mainly playing, or at least that I recently just started playing again, is this. Cyberpunk 2077. This game looks so fucking good, dude. Go for the optics. Really? I didn't play with Tali enough in my group. My mainstay for Mass Effect 1 at least was sort of always Garrus and Liara. I very rarely use Tali in any of those. But I recently got the green ending for Mass Effect 3, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm trying to cut back on my game since I now own 945. Guess I got a retirement plan. Prometheus. Pretty sure that should last you quite a while. Like, dude, this game, it's so sad that Thrall's mama. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. It's so sad that this game failed as hard as it did. Because this game looks absolutely fantastic. Like, just purely looks alone. This is by far one of the best looking games out there. Play it. Dude, I have played it. I finished it already. 2 times. Not 3 times. 2 times. I'm in my 3rd time now. Let me just... Jesus. Alright, that should be fine. So I had another year in the oven, or at least just canned old console versions. It would have been much better. It probably would have been. What's good with you? Jimmy, how you doing, brother?
I hope you made it to the studio without any issues. No carjackings or drive-bys along the way.
Well, does you mean I should play it for you guys to watch? It's not as easy. Like, I would have to do a lot of fucking changes to the game if I'm gonna make it work. I would have to make a lot of fucking changes. Because it's gonna be stuttery as shit. I'd have to make so many fucking changes to the graphics in order to make it work. Because right now it works like fucking smooth as butter on my PC. I probably have to do medium ray tracing. Let's try medium. See if that works. It's pretty stuttery still, isn't it? Is it stuttery for you guys or not? Oh, these guys want to kill me. Never mind. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, it is stuttery. I would have to do so many changes. Fuck it. Not gonna even waste my time. Because, yeah, I don't have... The game currently is set up for base play single player. Not set up for base play stream. The Apartment was nice. Sometimes a great game, but is a heavyweight game, and it destroyed CD Projekt Red's reputation in a snap. The thing with Cyberpunk is very soon we're getting a new DLC that adds a shit ton of content, apparently. They've been working on this DLC for a year and a half now. So I think that DLC is going to bring the game to what it was meant to be when it launched. Because they've already confirmed that before Cyberpunk's first expansion even, there's going to be, I think, 2 major content DLCs for Cyberpunk. So these are free content DLCs, and then we'll get the first expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. Echo, I was just watching your Pint reaction. Shroomy, how you doing, bro? Oh, shit. Wait, did the Pint reaction go live today? I can't remember when I made it live. When did the Pint reaction go live? Was it yesterday? I've heard from devs that games are optimized more so for high settings, and everything after that is on your hardware. Jimmy, that's probably true. That is probably true. Oh shit, it did go live today. An hour and 20 minutes ago. Shit, and it's already at 106.75 views. Nice. Dude, my reaction channel is really fucking... I'm very happy with this reaction channel, I'm gonna be honest. Pure reactions, nothing else. Just reaction content. And most of the videos, considering the subscriber base, so look at the number of subscribers. 523 subscribers, right? But most of the videos do really fucking well. 3,200, 1,000, 6,000, 810, 2,900, 2,000, 2,700, 4,400, 707, 2,800, 517, 39 one, whatever, 1,200, 2,700. It's pretty decent for a 500 odd channel or subscriber channel. Turo, I agree with you. The biggest problem I have with Cyberpunk as well is the fact that they lied. Sync Weaver, you bastard! Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the most degenerate chat on Twitch. Thank you. But I agree with you. The only problem I have with Cyberpunk... So, I played Cyberpunk on PC. It was smooth. I enjoyed my first playthrough of Cyberpunk. I had very few bugs. Like, there here and there was minor bugs that you expect with most games. But I had no game-breaking bugs. The game runs smooth as butter for me. So, no real issues. But, yes, the amount of lies that they told, and also, I just want to be clear, the game we were promised is not the game that we got. Even with everything working perfectly with Cyberpunk, we were promised a deep RPG experience with where your choices matter. We were promised a complete city open with so many things that you can explore and so many things you can do, and in the end, that's not really what we got. What Cyberpunk is right now is an adventure game. It's not an RPG. It's an adventure game. Well, actually, I shouldn't say, like, it's not a pure RPG. It is adventure, because the story is effectively the story that you play through, and the only choice you get is at the end of the game, and you basically get to decide how it ends, but all of those decisions are effectively made by one decision, right? It's literally one quest that you get to decide how you want the ending to play out. But it's still fun. The story is still fantastic. Not so much punked. I think they overshot. I genuinely think that's what's wrong. I believe that the developers thought, not the developers, the CEOs and the PR department, the marketing department, thought that they could do things that they clearly couldn't do. At no point did they go to the developers and say, hey, can you actually do things like this? And I think that's what went wrong. Life Paths never went anywhere, but Violet, this is what they promised the next DLC is going to do. So they actually promised that the DLC that they're releasing with content will add more options, and your options will be more impactful, and your life choices will, or your origin choices will also have far more of an impact. So they're actually promising to make the world a hell of a, like, actually, I believe they actually said something towards or something in the effect of, the DLC is going to fundamentally change everything that you know about the game, so to speak. I'm gonna ask a difficult question. Ever played Disco Elysium? I have. And I have played exactly... I don't want to lie to you. So... I played exactly... 82 minutes of it. There it is. I last played it May the 2nd, 2021, and I played 82 minutes of it. For some reason, the game just did not speak to me. Brenny, what do you mean? So... The promise that they made in the original Cyberpunk material was that every decision you make will take you on a different life path. And that life path will ultimately determine the end that you get. That's obviously not what we got. We got decisions that you make that basically don't do shit. And then we got the life path that you make to end the game as being the only real important decision. The DLC promises to bring back that original promise. So every decision takes you on a different path that's going to exclude certain quests, certain characters. I hope to fuck that they add new, what's the word? I really hope that they add romance options. That's actually my biggest issue with the game. I don't mind the fact that it's an adventure game and not really an RPG. I can deal with it not really being an RPG and being an adventure game. The thing that I mind is the fact that if I'm male V, I can't romance Judy. And Judy is the only person worth romancing in the entire fucking game. Then another question is, do you believe Cyberpunk will be able to eventually pull off a redemption on the level of, say, Final Fantasy XIV or No Man's Sky have managed with players? Yes, Violet. I do believe that. I think it's important enough for CD Projekt Red to be the top. Like, CD Projekt Red wants to get back to that the gamers love us. It's one of the reasons they made it very clear they haven't given up on Cyberpunk. Most gaming companies following the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 would have given up on Cyberpunk 2077. They would have gone, okay, fuck it, clearly that didn't work, there's your game, we're done. They haven't given up. They have stuck with it. They've said, right, we will make sure that this game eventually becomes the game that you guys love and that you looked forward to. So, yeah, I think so. If you're a lesbian, you have Judy. If you're a gay guy, you only have one option, and so on. Violet, pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Disco Elysium surprised me by the amount of RPG in it. It's that classic feel where you strength, dex, int build actually mattered. The fact is that the story and the character development of Disco Elysium is really goatee, and I'm actually giving a bless sign for the political narrative on it. Like I said, I haven't really played it that much. I don't even know what the political sort of story of Disco Elysium would be. Jimmy, you actually modded Cyberpunk so that you can romance Judy? Nice. That is some... I haven't modded Cyberpunk at all. I don't have a single mod in Cyberpunk. But yes, Judy is the ultimate romance. If you're romancing anyone else in that game, I'm judging you. No one else comes even close to Judy. She is so fucking cute, dude. You need to romance Judy. There is mods for girls romancing Panam as well, I've seen. Yeah. I'm a gamers overcome at death. That makes sense, Jimmy. That makes a lot of sense. I respect that. Look, I respect the modding community. I just don't mod myself. But I do respect when people do. Oh, BH. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. BH doesn't know who Judy is. Oof. Can we let that stand? Like, should we actually let that stand? What do you guys think? I don't think I can let that stand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, see if I can make some change here. Like, let's see. Let's see. Honestly, just don't know, as I've yet to play it. That's fine, but I'll show you. I'll show you. Either, but no, it cannot stand. Let's see if I can show you. I'm not even sure if I can. Because I don't think I know where the fuck Judy is, and I don't think I have a quest to see Judy at the moment. But okay, let's go to graphics first, because we have to change a lot of things here. Just go with high. No motion blur, please. Keep field of view at 100. Keep all that shit off. Let's hope that it doesn't fuck up too much. Where the hell am I running? Let's just run here. How the fuck do I get out? I can't get out of here. Don't tell me I have to finish this fucking quest first. I don't want to finish this quest. Let's see. I need to go into the bar, maybe. How did I go into the bar again? Here we go. Alright, let me out of the bar. Is this how I go out? No, that's the bathroom. Yo, Mama Walls. She better be super hot after all this effort? Dude, believe me, she is super hot. Now we go into the vehicle of death. The handling on this car is absolutely redonkulous, dude. Okay, wait a second. We have to look for Judy now. Can anyone remember where is Judy? I think she's in this first bit, but I genuinely can't fucking remember. It's close to your apartment, isn't it? This fucking city, dude. Here we go. Bars. It will be one of these bars because she works. Actually, is it a bar? She's at the Mox Club, which would be one of these bars, right? But it doesn't actually say which one is the Mox Club. Yeah, I don't know where the Mox Club is. That's Joy Toys, so that's hookers. There's a bar there, there's a bar there. I'm pretty sure it's not in Copo Plaza. Pretty sure it's in Little China. And I don't think I have a quest yet to go to her. Yeah, no, I don't have... I definitely don't have a quest yet to go to her. Let's just fucking link... Let's just go to one of these bars and see. I want to say it's that bar. How do I switch it? Right. Yeah. No station. Thank you. This fucking car, dude. The handling is so ass in this thing. They did, but I haven't had time yet to change any of that shit. Oh, shit. About to kill a lot of people here. Yep. Peace, boys. Oh, shit. Okay, everyone is chasing us right now. Judy's hot, but she's... Dude, Judy's hot, way hotter than Matoya. What are you talking about? Fuck, how long are they chasing me for? They're not stopping. Okay, they've stopped. Good. Jesus. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Come on, man. Get out of my way. Get on the right side of the tracks. Here we go. Yennefer is hot too, but I mean, Judy is pretty fucking stupidly hot as well. Get out of my way, you bastards. You're a good driver, I see. I try. I really try. I should change the settings. Jesus. He went straight in front of me. Do you not see I'm driving here? Dude. These people. No fucking Saints of Road rules here. Never get in a car with you? Bro. This is me in real life as well. Alright, so we're close to the bar. Please tell me this is the Mox Club. Oh, I went the wrong way! No! Excuse me. Excuse me. Dude. I need to make a U-turn on the fucking turnpike. Here we go. We've got this, fam. Jesus, bro, I'm driving. Yes! Lizzie's bar. It's closed.
Closed right now.
How can you be closed? What time is it? 12 p.m. Oh, shit. How do you wait again? I can't remember how you wait in this game. Double hot because she wears black cloth while laying out in the sun. True. I'm trying to remember how you wait. How do you, like, waste time? Because we now know where it is. This is where we need to get. Oh, we could go kill that guy quickly. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go kill that guy quickly. Yeah, I don't know where the white button is. That's the problem. I can't remember. Dude. This car is not doing well. We need to get ourselves a new car. Hold up. Let's go get ourselves a new car. That car is not doing well. Excuse me, sir. I need your car. Ma'am. Thank you. There we go. New car. Excuse me. Jesus. People. I need to go places. Oh my god. Jesus. Why will these people not get out of my way? Oh, shit. He's dead. Alright, here we go. We're back on top, boys. Oh my god. Okay, I'm killing a lot of people here. Luckily, there's no police close by. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. No, it's a drone. Okay, we have trouble. We're in trouble. Okay, this car is horrible. Man, I thought the old car was bad. This car is really shit. Okay, we've lost the cops. Now we can sort of try and get out of here. Sorry, guys. We just need to pass some time so we can get... Yes, we have watched the cutscene already. I don't think I'm allowed to go in here. No, so how the fuck do I get there?
You fucking blind, Gon?
Dude, shut the fuck up. Am I gonna be able to take this guy down? I think this is a high level guy.
I'll rip out your spine.
Yep, this is a high level one. Never mind. I don't think I can neutralize this threat.
Fucking steady.
Jesus. No! Oh my god, that takes a lot of fucking damage off me.
I want pain.
Dude, I don't... Like, what the actual fuck? I need to heal a little bit. Come on. Okay, I think I can do this. I'm not sure. I think I can do this. Don't reset, though.
Aim fucking steady!
Jesus! Oh my god, that hurt so much. Okay, her, like... I've almost killed her. 6%.
Oh, this can't be
Do one more.
happening.
Come on. Oh, G fucking G. Screw you, bitch. Thank you. Okay, I'm not actually supposed to take people out at that level. She was way harder, or way higher level than what I was supposed to do. Can I steal the cop's car? No. Damn it. Dude, we've spent barely any time. Where's the wait button? Someone tell me where the wait button is. That aside, it was so obvious that it was supposed to be a render cinematic. You can tell by the pacing and cuts, as well as the focus on faces. Dude, I don't even know what to fucking say about that cinematic. I'm gonna be honest with you. The cinematic is so horrible. But, you know, in all fairness, what do you expect? How do you wait? Just let me wait, for fuck's sake. Can someone fucking Google how do you wait? Carton, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. For anyone that is sort of confused as to what we're doing right now, we're wasting time because I'm trying to show someone. Can you wait maybe at your apartment? I'm trying to show someone one of the hottest goals in the game, but I can't do that now because I know what we need to do. Fuck it, we'll go do it. Going to the pause menu and using skip time option at the bottom left. Wait. What? Like, no. Judy Alvarez. Of course, Judy Alvarez. Who else? I don't have the wait button there. Yeah, but I want to show him in the game. I want to do it real. The way it's supposed to be done. Like, just look at this city. It looks gorgeous. It's huge. Jesus. Of course, don't look at how I'm wrecking it. You know, I'm doing a fucking number on this city. Excuse me. Oh my god, the handling is so horrible, dude. No, what the Come on. Adelia, how you doing? Oh, fucking straight into it as well. It's a good thing I had a knock into it. I think that's a cop. There we go. We're almost there with women looking like Judy. What makes you say that? All right, so let's quickly talk to him. This will make the time go by.
Sid, you do not look so bad. Then, in the car, I doubted you would survive.
What's it you actually want from me?
To begin, you must tell me where to find Evelyn Parker.
Evelyn. What's she to you?
She and Yorino
How was work,
had
Adelia?
intimate relation. she knows how to get to him.
Been thinking I ought to have a word with her myself. She promised to help me get rid of the chip.
I would not count on that. She's likely gone very far away.
It's not self-mutilation. Everyone in this game is so filled with fucking chips and shit.
There's no time to
It's
waste.
amazing.
Just answered your own question about where Evelyn is. Long gone.
Why do you believe she could help you remove the chip? Does a corporation help her?
I don't think so.
Don't think so, no.
Can you expand?
Don't matter how much perfume a corpo sprays on mornings. By lunch, that's replaced by the stench of skullduggery. Only thing I caught from Evelyn was determination.
And I too stink of skullduggery.
Nope. You're starting to stink. Period.
Well. Okay, got a life to save, my own. So.
Sorry, I couldn't be of any help. Don't have any time to lose.
B, wait. I need you.
Look at his neck, dude. It's so
Yorino
weird.
Arasaka must answer for this crime of patricide.
Looking for justice? In Night City?
I seek revenge. Much more feasible here. I have allies prepared to bring Yorinobu to his knees. The only thing
What's
I
wrong with
need
your
is
supervisor,
proof.
Adelia?
And you think they'll trust the word of a merc?
Livina, how you doing?
Better now. Also, I
know, I'm not
while
actually
here
playing the game. I'll explain in a
that
second.
I am a fugitive. I am hunted.
I want to show someone duty. I want to show someone duty. So I sort of have to go through all this so that Judy's bar can open up so that we can actually fucking see Judy. That's why we're here. I'm not actually playing Cyberpunk 2077. I'm just, I need to waste time so that Judy's bar will open up. Judy is pesto, of course.
We'll get the hearing before reasonable people in a neutral location. Certain procedures will be used to establish the truth.
Yeah, but I'm a gull.
A lie detector? Forget it.
In that case, another option. You are dying. You do not know how to save yourself. A chip, the relic, is a culprit. Technology made by Arasaka. Technology they alone know. This corporation can save you as easily as it can make you disappear. It is merely about getting the right people on your side. Politics.
Female V's VA better, in my opinion. I don't really... No, the VA, I like the male V more. It allows me to be more engulfed in the game, so I get more immersed. But I do... Like, the fact that Judy is female-only romance option means female-only playthrough.
You mean people like Anders Hellman?
You know this name? How?
Prepped for the heist thoroughly. Relic is Hellman's design, his creation.
And true, he's a pawn. I was thinking of one much more powerful. Besides, Anders Hellman escaped to Arasaka, betrayed it.
Now, Hanako-sama, I would first like to ask you...
Fucking Saka scums everywhere.
Hey, I was listening to that.
Shut up. Nobody except you wants to watch that shit about that corpo cunt.
What did you say?
Oh, shit.
You heard me.
Let it go, Takamura.
At least one of you's got some fucking sense.
Oof. Fucking kicking off, bro.
Thanks for the offer. Need to think about it. Get back to you.
I need time to plan, organize. You stand to gain much if you help me.
Dude, I don't
All
care.
I ask is that you do not leave the city.
Leave? Why would I leave? Need help? Best chance I'll find the right person here.
Someone other than Arasaka specialist? There's no one. No alternative.
Yeah, but I can't take any of
We
you.
just talked about some.
I know, Tosha. I'm basically just chatting, but I want to show someone a character in the game, and we need to go through all this in order to get to the character in the game. So we're just hanging out and just chatting for now because I need to get to that fucking character.
With a bit of luck.
So that's why
I'll
we're
track
here.
down Evelyn.
I
If she
can't
could
trust
not
any of
help
you
you
fucks.
before,
And the reason
she
I
would
can't
not
trust you
manage to
is
die.
because you guys play
Honor
female
among
characters
Ever heard of it?
in
Yes,
MMOs as
I
well.
thought it ironic. Thieves
And then
have
you use
plans.
bullshit like, oh, I
There's
like
just
to stare
honor,
at good
not
ass when I'm playing a game.
Yorinobu Arasaka degree.
Don't have to apologize, Toshu.
The Parker woman will not help you. What are you? I would think about a plan B.
Okay, Violet has a free pass. Violet, I will give you a free pass. You're allowed to do that. Everyone else doesn't have that free pass. Jumping through a
no
bunch of
time to
hoops for
waste,
some
B.
girl, art imitates life.
Anders Hellman. He invented the relic. If I want to get
Adelia,
rid of
you're female as
not
well.
him.
Doesn't count.
and if that means picking another fight with Arasaka, so be it.
Hellman defected from the company. I myself spent many days looking for him. He... What's the expression? Dropped off the face of the earth.
But I was a male in my playthrough before I took a bug fix break.
Why are you looking for Hellman?
He was the one to alert Saburo-san to Yorinobu's schemes. He knew both of them well and could be an important witness.
Corporal rats squeal when hanging by their tails.
For several days, I collected the information. All leads point to one place. The club called the Afterlife.
Yeah, the
I
afterlife's
was
pretty much
quickly
everything.
Dismissed by the queen of fixers there, Rogue.
What lady on TV, Violet?
She take you for a suit?
No, she saw me as Saburo-sama's killer.
Rogue's well informed. Gets wind of most things that happen in the city. Might be worth asking her about Hellman.
I wish you luck. The woman is choosy, expensive, and rude.
Oh, right. Yeah, she would have been a good fucking option to romance
I
as
cannot
well.
stay here any longer. Do what
'Cause
you
she was
want.
hot, too.
Look for Parker, Hellman, whoever. I must see some friends, call in some favors. When my people in Arasaka are ready to listen, I will call you.
All right, thanks,
Till
dude.
then, I guess.
Hopefully,
By some
time has
miracle you'll
passed.
Find Hellman. Please notify me. He and I have unfinished business.
Okay.
Zapper dumples and filth. In some ways, Night City never changes. Arasaka's still a despotic machine, and the world's on a collision course with Kit.
Just turn it up a little bit.
Yes. But hey, at least Rogue's still alive.
You know, you've got some nerve. First you're out to kill me, now you want to be my pal, make like nothing happened?
You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me.
What do you want?
Bolt.
And I've processed some shit, changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore.
Why,
Go
thanks.
fuck yourself, dickwipe.
Hey, wasn't easy for me either. You woke up in a landfill, I woke up in your head. Wrestling with your thoughts, memories. Think we're even. And I've taken a step back, looked at things. Think we might be able to help each other.
True.
We could
Shut
start
up,
with
Rodney.
Rogue.
So fucking
Her
true.
and I go back to the Stone Age.
You are the ghost of Christmas past, asshole. Any friends you've had are either dead or so old their memory's gone.
Johnny Silverhand died a legend. Nobody forgets that.
So you fucking know Rogue. What would I say to her? I got a talking brain tumor, claims it's her old friend Johnny?
Trust me, Rogue's heard dumber shit than that. Way back when you weren't even an itch in your daddy's ball sack.
Don't need convincing. Seen your memories. Gross.
Rogel danced any tune I play or just get us to the afterlife.
There is no us.
All right, fuck that asshole. Let's go find Judy. Wait, there's a poster here? How? Where?
Hey, look.
Oh, interesting.
Would you look at that? You see it too, right?
Either gone completely whacked or I'm having a mystical moment.
What's that chick's name? The one with the hair?
Misty?
All right, let's go. Let's go
likely a
find
neuron
this.
misfire from
Let's go see if Judy is alive now.
Maybe ask him.
Maybe not. Sorry. It's still only 2:55 though, so maybe not. We'll see. Man, my door is no longer closing. What the fuck? Look at this door just flapping around. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Sorry, bro. Oh, there we go. Door's off. Oh my god, it's still fucking closed. No way. So how in the fuck do I let time pass, dude? There must be a way. I think I know how. Screw it. We'll do it this way. Jesus. Maybe this will work. Let's do this. Let's fast travel to fuck. What do you say? We'll just fast travel. Maybe that makes time like speed the fuck up. Let's go here. That's a fucking long way to go. I can't find it. I can't find it. So I'm just assuming there is no way. Maybe they haven't put it in the game yet. Oh shit, people are
Since
phoning
we're
me.
gonna work together, only right to say hello. They call me El Capitan, and they call you
See, no introductions necessary. Already took care of that.
Someone comes to me with biz, I take care of it. I eat, sleep, and breathe biz.
Okay.
Remember that.
Aye, aye, Captain.
While we're at it, you need fresh wheels, bikes?
I don't need shit. I just...
Real good prices.
Oh,
So hit me
God.
up anytime, you hear?
So it's in the inventory map. Where? Like, if you guys can see it, I would fucking love to click on it. I think I'm too... I think I know why I can't do it. Let's call Judy quickly. Hold up. I think I know why I can't do it.
V? That you? Shit. Thought you were gone.
Listen, need to find Evelyn.
I really don't want to talk about her.
Know where she is?
What'd I just say? Drop it. I won't tell you again.
Can we meet? Let's meet, please. You at Lizzie's?
Fuck. She just hung up on me? Wow. That is fucking rude. Yeah, she just ghosted me, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was nothing. I'll win her over. I can fix her. Yeah, of course. How do you not want to romance Judy?
Hey! Haven't I seen you here before?
Yeah, you have. Well, that's a bit like what?
Got a good memory for faces.
Okay.
We're closed right now.
Need to talk to Punch and Judy. She in her den.
Yep. Take the stairs down.
I'll let Judy know you're coming.
Why, thank you. All right, here we go. We've gotten in.
Whoa, start again. What is it?
We've gotten in. We can see Judy now.
Judy's embarrassing herself again.
Jealous?
Hey,
you talked
where are
about
you
a different
going?
goal?
Nothing to see back here.
What different goal? What?
Stop telling every Joy Toy you meet to come here. The hell I'm supposed to do with them all?
Oh, shit.
I don't. Must be our rep. Girls need help, they come here.
Last time I checked, we weren't running a shelter. You so concerned about strays? Go take care of your guests.
Suze, we're not done here.
Oh yeah, we fucking are.
Oh. All right. This is Judy, by the way.
You just don't give up, do you?
You're telling me that's not fucking
Nothing
cute as
more to say
shit?
to each other. Moxes and nomads don't seem so different. Both seem to yammer a lot about community, solidarity. Classic dilemma. What comes first? Family or the outside
This
world?
is a club. Nobody cares about your lofty worldviews.
Listen.
Are you telling me she's
see
not hot?
Evelyn. Need to talk to her.
Let's see if I can
It's
get...
important.
Why? So you can make her your scapegoat for your train wreck of a heist.
Need to find out who she was working for.
That's it?
That's it. Judy, you don't need to worry. I won't lay a hand on her. Wouldn't make sense.
Fine. All right. Evelyn's a doll. Used to work at Clouds. Sig case on my table's got the
You're
address.
saying Judy
Take
is
it. I want to
overhyped,
find Evelyn, give it
Wallathus.
to her.
Are you fucking serious right now?
Mega tower. Luxurious.
Dude, you're high as fuck. You are high as shit right now. Anyways, wanted to show you guys that. I think Sylvanas is hotter. Maybe I'm just a simp. Sylvanas is hot too. Don't get me wrong. A little punky cute, but not hot. Dude, what the fuck, Go-Kart? What are you saying? She is, period. Whoever says no is wrong. Keno, thank you. I agree. Look, I'm a simp for Sylvanas as much as the next guy, but hot is hot, dude. And Judy Alvarez is fucking hot. I don't care what anyone says. Judy Alvarez is fucking hot. When active play as a female and then stream his reaction when he romances River? Who the hell is River? What game is that? Go-Kart. You can go fuck yourself. Judy is maybe it has something to do with playing the game, but believe me. Wait, you're talking no. You're talking about fucking Mr. What's his name? Mr. RoboCop. Like the dude that has like one eye and shit. No thanks. There is no way that I would ever romance River, bro. Just no fucking chance. No, if I play as female V, I'm romancing Judy. End of fucking discussion. No need for any more discussions about that. It's sad that they have so few romance options in this game. It is so sad. They should have had at least 2 or 3 options for every single sexuality. And yeah, I have to admit, from a writing perspective, Judy's romance is top tier. All of the other romances in the game, so I have done, what's her name? The Nomad chick. And one per sexuality is so disappointing. True. Oh, what's her name again? Panam. The Panam romance is also very annoying. Like, so weird. It's really not up to snuff. Whereas the Judy romance actually it's fleshed out. there's like a whole story behind the Judy romance. That it's just like miles and miles better than the like any of the other romances. To beat the Inquisition options for male. By the way, what is the Inquisition options for male? Because I played Inquisition, and I could basically like I think the only one I don't think I could find one to romance. Like all of the girls I wanted to romance wasn't even available. Carrie, the bronze girl in the frilly dress. Cassandra, the gay mage, maybe Vivian? Oh yeah, Cassandra. Dude, yeah, I ended up actually, I think I did end up, no, I didn't. Because Cassandra is weird. I did not like Cassandra one bit. Carrie, are you talking about the corpo lady in the beginning? Livina? Are you talking about the corpo lady? What's her name? Omi, of course you're choosy. Like, your video game romance is an extension of yourself. Remind me, where do you meet Carrie? Meredith Stout. Meredith Stout. I with both my male V and my female V, I ended up in a motel with Meredith Stout to romance the girl, Alf, but nope. Carrie is Johnny's old man. Oh, holy shit! No, wait, why? He's old as shit. He's old as shit. Why would you want to romance him? You guys are so weird with your romance options. You guys are too fucking weird. He's the gay option for guys. He's genuinely the only gay option for guys. Wow. Gay guys got fucking snuffed, dude. Like, so wait. Basically, in this game, if you're a gay guy, you have to have daddy issues. Like, you can only be a gay guy if you want to go for a much, much older guy. Wow. What a sad state of affairs. Jesus. It's hard fuck all that much, but Judy is top tier. As far as I've seen, she really is. Get Carrie and Pan Am. Girls get Judy and River. Dude, they have to fucking fix that shit. Like, even if they just drop the restrictions, that would already help. If they just drop the restrictions, that would already help. But maybe add a couple more. Thralls Mama 2, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, what's the difference between Thralls Mama 2 and Thralls Mama no number? Oh, my other account is fucked. Ah, okay. Well, very happy to have you here, Thralls Mama. Thanks so much for the first time chat. Anyone else's delay in stream? Patorican, there might be a delay in stream. I wouldn't put it past it. To go back to my old account. Well, still very happy to have you here. Audio to video not syncing. Yeah, that would probably be a Twitch problem, Praetorican, and not one that I know how to fix. I do know that I am going to go grab food now. So it shouldn't bother you too much. This is why characters being player sexual solves a lot of issues. Violet, 100% agree with you. I hate the fact that games, especially in 2022, still have those sort of blocks in terms of who you can and can't romance. But it should be, like I said at the beginning of the stream when we were talking about sexuality for MMOs. Unless the sexuality is an integral part of the character's story, it should be left up to the player. Like, the only person's sexuality that should be completely malleable is the one of the player, right? Your character should be the one that is, like, malleable. You can do whatever you want with your sexuality. The characters in the game should be either gay or straight or whatever, based on what the player wants. It provides the most freedom. It provides the least amount of headaches. It just makes the game so much more fun for everyone because there's so many options and choices. So I don't get why they have these weird restrictions, like, oh, if you're male V, you can only romance these people, but if you're female V, you can only romance these people. It just makes it very weird. Audio issues, you can hit the cog on the video and under advanced and of low latency. I don't know where, if possible on mobile. Probably to imitate real life. The thing is, there are some imitations to real life that is unnecessary. And this would be one of them. Because it wouldn't take away from the game. If, for example, as male V, I could romance Judy, it would not have taken away from the game. At no point would I have felt like, oh, this game is just so much worse that I can't romance Judy. It doesn't change anything to the overarching structure of the game. So yeah, I just think restrictions like that is vastly unnecessary and stupid. But I want to go eat, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go eat, so I'm going to see all of you tomorrow. Imagine if you had to walk everywhere in a video game instead of run. True. There we go. 20 months. Anyway, Rashanok, you bastard. Thank you so much for what's up, dude. Really appreciate that. 20 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place as always. We'll be playing some Final Fantasy XIV. Obviously, we'll be hanging out as always, reacting to some stuff, chatting about some stuff. Who knows? We'll fucking figure it out, you know? Do sexuality. If I see something I want change, I'll mod that shit and have it my way. Jerry, that's the way to do it. But really, thank you so much to all of you for hanging out. Many as one. Good luck. Have fun to you as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Be kind to each other. Be good to each other. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Peace out, fam.